When we look at the practices of dual attunement, they are old in human history and rooted in every major tradition. A lot of spiritual practice combines the body and the mind, right? A lot of our psychotherapy practices ground the resources an individual has right now with the resources they didn't have when they experienced a traumatic event. A lot of things in life, when we bump our toe, we try to think to ourselves, this will pass, right? It'll be okay. Or we exclaim and mourn, right? And then after this begins to pass, we maybe dual attune and notice a little bit of happiness in some other domain. Even things out. The idea of holding two things at once. Sometimes it's difficult to cultivate enough good to hold against some of the harder experiences of our life. So generally, we want to start the work around dual attunement softly. If I have difficult things to accept, I should think of a few easy things to accept. The easiest thing for me to accept in my lifetime has been mint chocolate chip ice cream. Mint chocolate chip ice cream has never failed to deliver upon the expectations I had for it, and there's been a little low complexity to it. It's never caused me any big problems, you know. When we look at accepting mint chocolate chip, that might cause an openness inside me when I think about different times with different loved ones, or just times in general where I enjoyed some mint chocolate chip ice cream. And then I might think of a time where I stubbed my toe in some way, something that was a little difficult to accept. Kind of building an imaginary fire. Sometimes I build a real dual attunement fire, thinking about the different things and then giving it to the elements. I might think of time with a loved one, maybe a camera woman or a pet, and some birds around, you know, things that are easy to accept. And then I might think of how it's difficult to start my truck sometimes, or I stutter. That was kind of difficult to accept. And then, because this is an imaginary dual attunement project, I might think of just accepting the greenery around me, the beauty around me, and to even it out, because I had two difficult things last go around, I find the ground beneath me. That's really easy to accept. I really trust it. It's reliable, you know. And then to top it off, just another thing that's easy to accept is that beautiful bird I just heard. I couldn't help but notice it. Couldn't even notice another difficult thing. That's a good place to start an imaginary fire and be a little weller.